see here. Hello, hello. Okay, gosh, having all kinds of fun technical stuff this morning. Okay, let's see. Nice shoulder. Hey, yeah, thanks. I'm glad you liked it. Better than the face with no makeup this morning, for sure. Let's see here. I don't know if I can get any closer. I need to try to... Nice shoulder. Hey, yeah, thanks. I'm glad you liked it. Let's see. The face with no makeup this morning, for sure. Let's see if I can get any closer. Yeah, oh, I know. I hear you, Kim. Gosh, I saw your post right as I was logging on about not having any lights and stuff, which is so weird. Yeah, I am dealing with a really bad, yucky cold this morning. Let's see here. Sorry, it's just going to take me a sec here. Probably could come. Let's see here if I can get this. Sorry. All right, let's see. We're getting there, I think. That should work, hopefully. Get all the cords out of the way. Yeah, I've got these yucky, pussy sores in the back of my throat now, which is just delightful. And I've had Henry for the last 2 days, so I'm just freaking out that I might have given him something. But we're going to forget about all that, and we're going to have some fun coloring. All right, let's see here. My hands are like sandpaper. I've been washing them so many times. Okay. So, thank you. Okay, so we... Oh, okay, I got to figure out how to turn off this echo. Let's see, did that work? Ah, I think it worked finally. Okay, yeah, I know. I was trying to figure out how to turn it off. I think I got it finally. Good gracious. Okay. Actually, I think I can still... No, I can still hear myself. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay, maybe I got it this time. Let's see. You hear tippy taps. Yeah, that's Pele's long fingernails. The groomer never trims her nails. I'm like, what? Got to get that fixed. Okay, all right. I think I'm ready. Good thing I gave myself a couple minutes, right? So we are playing today with this super adorable set called a Crackin Holiday. It has been one of my favorites for a very long time. I don't even remember when it was first released, but it's something that I love playing with. I made 2 cards, but today we're going to make a couple of tags because they're also just perfect sized for larger tags, and they're so much fun. So I'll show you. I'm hoping the stuff I want to play with is, I grabbed this gold paste. I don't know if it's even going to work anymore, but I'm also playing with the Crisp Crimson ink, which is the ink of the month, and the Starburst stencil. It's called, oh gosh, what is it? Something Starburst. I am the worst with names, absolutely the worst. And so Crisp Crimson, a little bit of stenciling. We're going to color up a couple of these adorable nutcrackers. So I have stamped out on, and this is the first time I've tried this, so we'll see. I don't know why I always think it's a good idea to try something new on a live, but we'll see how it turns out. So I used a couple of these large tags from Tim Holtz. They are about, oh gosh, I don't have my ruler, but I want to say they're like, good morning, Anne-Marie. They're like 5 inches, I think, about long. And let's see here. But they're larger tags and they're kind of fun. So let's see. They are 3 inches wide and like 6 inches long, I guess. And I used a die cut, and out of a couple of extras, I cut them out of the middle. So I'm coloring on this type of paper for the first time with my Copics. So let's hope that this turns out well. So, oh yay, you put them on sale. Awesome, that's so nice, Kim. And then we've got some really pretty papers. My commitment to myself this year, and I've done fairly good, is to use a bit more of my stash this year. So these papers here are from a very old, I don't even know how old, years old, paper pack from Stampin' Up, and they have this really pretty gold in there. So I really liked the rich colors. I thought they would go well with the nutcrackers. So we're going to use those and a couple of tags if you've got them. We're going to color up and we're going to play with some ink. These are the cards I made previously. So this one is the first one. Oh, and you put the Starburst stencil on sale too. Awesome. So this is the first one I made. I love these sentiments in this set. So there's Merry Christmas from the Nut House. Hope your holidays are crackin'. Are you nutty or nice and have a magical holiday? I just love these sentiments. And then there's a peanut, a hazelnut, and a walnut, I think, as accessories, and a pretty little star. So anyway, and then here's the second one I made as a card. But like I said, then I made the card and I'm like, you know, tags would be really fun. So isn't that fun? They're so fun. So colors. I used, to match these papers, I have like an R37, an R39, an R89, and then the blues are, I think it's a 37, I can't read my own writing, a B37 and a B18, and then we're going to use the 50 series for their faces because they look kind of like wood. Oh, thank you, Kim. And then, what do we say? 50 series for the wood skin tone, if you will. And I think I used some 47s and 45s and 44s on his hair. And some ends on his hair. Hi, Henry. What are you doing? What are you doing? Did you escape? Did you escape? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got out of the bedroom, didn't you? Mommy's going to come grab you. Okay. All right, so but I think first we will stencil because I wanted to try something fun. So I'm going to grab these tags here, and I'm just going to kind of line it up. Now there's going to be paper that goes across the bottom, the paper that I showed you. And oh, thank you, Anne-Marie. So I'm just not worrying too much about the fact that the stencil doesn't go all the way to the bottom because the paper is going to cover that. And I knew I was going to forget something. I forgot my tape to hold it down, so I'm just going to hope that I can hold it down pretty well. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the Crisp Crimson ink. And I finally used, so these, I have these picket fences paper pouncer things. I used this for the first time the other day. And oh my gosh, they are so fun to play with. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's see here. This, I'm gonna make sure I got some good stars up here. There we go. I'm gonna make sure I get a little ink everywhere at the top. And then I'm just gonna pounce. Oh my goodness, they are so fun. Like seriously. And the cool thing about these is you can keep it light, which is really nice if you're a heavy-handed ink blender like I am, like with a brush and foam daubers. Daubers, I guess is the word, right? Or you can just keep going over it and it'll get darker. And it's not only are they super fun, it's like a marshmallow. It's kind of like, feels like you got a marshmallow on the end. So there's the experience of pouncing the ink, which I always love stenciling anyway. It's just so satisfying. And then I'm just gonna kind of keep going over. And you could, I guess, do this, but you don't need to, right? And with certain types of stencils, you definitely don't want to scrape it across because they're very fine, perhaps. And yeah, the ink coverage is just amazing. I'm like, why in the world did I let these sit in my stash for so long? I bought them, I think, you know, like all of us crafters. I watched somebody use them and had to have them, got them, and then they were so pretty and new and white and soft that I didn't want to use them. So I let them sit there forever I'd like, oh, they're so gorgeous. But once I use them, I don't have them anymore brand new, which is so silly. I do that with pattern paper too. So anyway, so I have pounced on there. I am going to go ahead and just sweep off a little of this color. And the reason I'm doing that, well, I could have waited. Let's do the next tag. I'm going to do both of them. But I also have some real pretty gold glitter gel that I want to try to use. And I don't know, you got yours off of Amazon. Yeah, I got some generic ones off of Amazon. I got these 3 from Picket Fence. Well, I don't know if I got them directly from Picket Fence. I might have got them from like scrapbook.com, or maybe Kim had them in a, maybe you had them in a live one time, Kim, Shop the Box or something. I'm not really sure. But what was I going to say? I hate getting old. Oh, and so anyway, but they're expensive. It's like as a 3-pack. They are amazing. But then I found some generic on Amazon and ordered like a pack of, oh, I don't know. I got a bunch of rainbow colors, probably 6 of them for the price, 6 or 9 maybe, for the price of the 3. So, and I have not used any of those. I was gonna say, I think I've used one of those, but I think that would be a lie because I think they're still just sitting in a pretty little row on my craft desk. Let's see here. So we're just gonna keep pouncing. I want the color to be pretty deep. So I'm just going over it again. I'm trying to avoid inky fingers because I'm really good at that. And I guess I don't need to focus so much on the bottom, but it's just so fun. You get carried away. You don't want to stop. But I am going to cover a good chunk of the bottom with that paper, so. All right. I'm telling you, it's just like so fun. It's almost therapeutic. Pounce, pounce, pounce. Okay. I'm going to wipe off a little of this. I wouldn't typically do that. Don't need to with the pouncers, but I do want to try a little bit of this gold glitz if it works. Ooh, that's so pretty. And maybe let's just wipe this off a little bit just so I have a little less ink to worry about getting on my hands somehow. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. And then I'm also gonna kind of grunge it up a little bit. And so this is cool, like these pouncers. Oh yeah, you did, that's right. I know, I love the crisp crimson and it looks so pretty on this. I guess, manila color, manila. So I'm just gonna like grunge up the edges a little bit. I really liked, and look how smooth. Can you hear that? Like, I learned when I was at the cabin with my crafty friends that the term ASMR is it, I think, and I didn't know what that meant, but like, listen. So satisfying. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of grunge this up a little bit. I really kind of like that look. And then I'm going to do this one. And these things hold quite a bit of ink. Like, look at that. I love this color. I love this color so much. This crisp. It is my favorite red for the holiday creations that we do. Love it. I may have to step off and blow my nose here in a minute. Looking down does not help a drippy nose. Okay, I got a little carried away on this one, but that's all right. I kind of like it. Let's just make it look like I meant to do it that way. We'll give this one a little bit more shading. And I'm avoiding the bottom again because I'm going to cover it up with paper. So look how fun that was. All right. Now, hoping, let's cross our fingers, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, that I can add a little gold glitter through the stencil just in a couple spots. I have no idea if this stuff is, whoa, better move it out of the way. If this stuff is even, oh God, it's hard as a rock. Well, I guess this isn't going to work, but maybe I can put some water in it and add it through the stencil later, perhaps. That's a bummer. See, folks, this is an advertisement for Use Your Stash, because it's such a bummer when it dries out. Like, it's literally like, oh, that's such a bummer. All right, well, I think if I had grabbed some water, I could, oh, soccer game, fun. Is it cold there? We have like 4 inches of snow. It started coming in like crazy last night. And we're supposed to go to my nephew's first birthday party today in Bozeman. But that is not happening. Well, I mean, we could drive, but the roads are kind of nasty. But I'm not going because I don't want to make other people sick. So I am staying home, but I'm sad because he's just a little dolly pie. Okay, well, we're not going to put gold on there, so I'm just going to move him over. Ooh, Al made breakfast. He's such a good breakfast cook. And now we're going to color. So let me get my glasses, and I'm bummed. I think that gold would have been really cool. Oh, well. You know what I could do is I could grab my gold gel pen and I could outline a few of these, or I could put some dots on there. So maybe I'll do that at the end after we get everything else done. Focus, Danielle, focus. All right, so let's see. I spent, I think, 3.5 hours cleaning a ton of my markers so that I would be ready for the class that I have to do, that I get to do on Sunday, and for this live session. As I was getting my projects together, I realized that most of my markers were really bad. So I finally made the investment in time to sit down and clean them. And I'm telling you, it was a pain. That's why I got to do it more often, so it's not so horrible to do it all at once like that. Thank you, Carla. All right, let's see. Let's start with, we'll do their faces since I've got them both out here. And like I said, I think of them as wood, you know, nutcrackers being wood. And I'm going to take the end off because I know I filled these and I don't want a big blob. So this is, uh-oh, Henry's mad. This is an E55, so I'm going to start with that. I'm going to add the shading. Around his face, around his mustache and his nose. I love this guy's mustache, I think. When I was a little girl, nutcrackers used to freak me out. But now I love them. I have several of them in a collection. So that's E55. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, Carla, I've been wanting to get those Olos for a while. When I went to order them, they were sold out pretty much everywhere. So I put them on my Christmas wish list. Okay, this is E53, and I'm just coming in over where I was with the 55. And honestly, you know, I use these for skin tones a lot too in my normal E00, 11, 21, whatever, have been dried up and gross. So it's really still kind of a skin tone, but I might try to get brave and see if I can add a little bit of lines in it to make it look like wood. Yes, Carla, get them out. I love these stamps. I love them. In fact, I'm going to make more with them very soon. Oh, let's put some of the E55 under the mustache. Okay, and I put a little bit under the eyebrows. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my E51 and I'm going to finish in everything, right? I didn't pay attention to comments, but you must not have snow there, huh, Carla, if you're at a soccer match? All right, so I've just filled in, so I have his face done. And I just, actually, I'm really very excited about the fact that this is coloring really well on this tag. I should have been paying attention and not going too close to the edge in case, you know how some papers bleed out a lot. But I got lucky because I was chatting and not paying attention and it worked just fine. So now I'm going to try this. I have absolutely no idea if this is going to work, but what the heck. I'm just going to try to like sketch in some real thin, and I mean I am barely touching it, lines as if it's wood, right? I didn't do this on my sample cards. It was just something that I was thinking about this morning as I was getting ready. I just thought, well, you know, let's see if this will work. And it seems like it's doing okay. Just really light, like I don't want to... Oh, this is pretty cool, actually. I really like how it's working. I'm going to hold it up. I don't know if you'll see it. It's very subtle. Uh-oh, my computer went to sleep. Come back, come back, come back. What are you doing? You're not supposed to do that. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Hi, Laura. It's indoor soccer. Wow. We don't have that. I don't think. I don't know, maybe. My kids haven't been involved in sports in so long. Okay, so Laura, if you're joining us, we are doing the Crackin Holiday. It's one of my favorites. Oh, I was going to hold this up. It's so subtle. So subtle to make it look like wood grain. I don't know. It's not going to work on the arms, obviously, but that's okay. It's fun. So let's finish off him. So I started again with the E55, and because it's a little bit darker and I've just recently filled it, I'm going to take both lids off. Okay, and then I'm just going to leave that open for a sec because I know I'm going to need it. 53. Just fill in some more, and I'm just like seriously lining it in there this time. Okay, and then just a tiny bit of 51, E51. Thank you, Laura. Just like that. So there we go. That's done. Let's move him over and we'll work on the other one. Which one have I got here? This is my 55 still. So we're going to add in our darker color. This guy's got quite the mustache going on. Excuse me. Okay, and then let's see, we'll go under his eyebrows a little, maybe extend his nose a tad. And then we'll do, we did 53 next, right? So let's do some 53. We're gonna go over the color that I laid down with the 55. I might need to put a little bit more up under his hat. We'll see here. And there we go. And then we're going to put some 51 in there. And I just am kind of swooshing it in. That's my word sometimes, swoosh. Fill in all the spaces. Let it set for a second. I am going to put a tiny bit more up here under the hat. I want it to be, you know, a shading, and then I'm going to do that on this one too. Just a thinner line up here just to add the shadow, if you will. Up there, it's very subtle, but it's there. And maybe just a little bit under the mustache again. Okay, and then, oh, let's do the arms. So there we go. And then we're going to fill that in with 53. I'm really glad I cleaned my markers. This is much easier when they're clean. Okay, and now this is set for a bit, so I'm just going to add in some of those. I'm barely touching because I want it not to be a big stripe. I want it to be a thin grain in the wood. So I'm trying not to push too hard. And I'm just kind of going over it a few times. This is how I do wood. I love, actually, wood textures are my favorite thing to color. After skin tones, I like to do skin tones too. Okay, that's really subtle. I can see it. I don't know, you may not be able to see it on camera, but it's there and it's very subtle, and my computer just keeps wanting to go to sleep on me. Every time it does that, I can't see anything, so hold on. There we go. Hopefully that's gonna stick around a little bit. Okay, let's see here. So we have skin tones colored, check. Now let's do hair next, and where are my samples? So for this dude, I used 40, I think I used 49. But you could use like 29, 27, or 29, 25, 23 would work well also. But I used 49, 44, and 43, I think. I didn't write down those colors, so I'm winging it. But I think that's what I used. Doggone it, computer. What the heck? Oh, sorry guys, just a sec, I lost us. We gotta get back in the group. I have this new computer and I don't quite know how to use it yet, apparently. Oh, now my video has started over. Nope, here we go. We're caught up. Okay, good. All right. If I lose it, I guess I'll just have to check it after a bit. So I'm going to start with my 43. I often color dark to light, but with hair like this and wanting to get like the lines in, oh shoot, and now my volume's messed up again. Hang on. Okay, there we go. So it helps for me, I feel like, to use the lighter color first to make sure I get the texture of where I want the hair. And then I can follow that with the darkest color. But this way I can see where I want my lines to be. And hopefully have like a good pattern for myself to follow. So I just keep turning it so that my hand is not at an unnatural angle when I want to do it. And then I'm going to go in with the 44 and follow what I did with the 43. Because I like where that's at, so I'm just going in. And this is, you know, I kind of like hair too, because hair is kind of like, again, my word, swooshing. When you do hair, you just kind of, except for curly hair, which is the other nutcracker, and that is a little more challenging, but I keep practicing because that's the only way you get more comfortable with things, is to keep doing them, right? Okay, so there we go, got that in there. And then we'll start down here. Okay, we're gonna flip it around. Okay, I think that's what I want for that one. Then I'm gonna take the, actually 47 might be better, but I don't know if I can find that. So, actually I think my 47 might be one of those ones that like just completely dried up. So we're gonna stick with 49. It's gonna be a little darker, but that's okay. A lot of times their hair is pretty dark, right? On nutcrackers, it's either, I've noticed it's either really dark or white. Okay, so now I'm coming in with the darkest, which is my E49. And I'm just more or less picking up from the tips, right? I just want to get some darker color variation in there. And I'm gonna need to okay, I'm gonna need to turn it a little bit. Ah, stupid computer. Okay. It's darker around the face, so I'm gonna just give it a little bit of that darkness. I'm hoping not to completely saturate it with the too dark, right? Because we want to have some difference in the color. So I'm trying to get that dark in there without being overpowering. So I think we did okay on that. And my computer has shut off again, guys, so I will, in a second or two, check comments, so forgive me if I don't answer right away. So I'm gonna come back in just a little bit with this 44 and just touch up a bit more again, just a little. Here and there. And then last, I'm gonna come back in with my E43. Which, and then I'm just gonna swoosh, like I'm not gonna completely cover, like sometimes there's a little bit of white and that's, or in this case, manila, and let it be, right? So there we go. I'm gonna add the color around the hat after I do the hat. And then we'll just give it a little bit of a, there, I think it turned out okay. Oh, we gotta do the mustache. Let's see, mustache, let's do, and eyebrows. So let's do the 44. And the 49 on the mustache. And I filled these dark colors after you fill them. Look at that, I cleaned it and it's already like seeping out. These dark colors, once you fill them, you gotta be careful that they don't blob out on you. Okay, and we're just gonna add just a little bit under his nose. Not too much. Okay, there we go. I think we got it. That looks pretty good. I can do the hair on this gentleman, and I'm pretty sure I used ends for that. Let's start out with like an N2, 4, 7 maybe. Let's see how that looks. 2, 4, 7. Let's try that. So we'll start with the 2. And because his hair is curly, I'm just swirling in some color. That's all I'm doing. It's a little space and I'm just swirling. But I'm gonna go ahead and color his mustache. I did get a little bit of color bleedage there, but fortunately the gray is gonna cover it, sorry. We could leave him a little grayer too, rather than darker black if we wanted. We'll see how this looks. So that is, again, I just swooshed in, right? Just swoosh, 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 really light touch. Let's grab our N4 and let's do the same thing. And we'll just do a little bit of swooshing on his mustache. Mustachio. The mustachio man. Okay, I don't mind this, but I think I do want a little bit of the dark in there. So I'm gonna grab my N7. Because I don't have a 6, that would have made sense, but let's grab the N7. And again, I don't want to make circles, I just want to make swooshes, right? Little swooshes. Swooshy, swooshy, swooshy. And I mean, I am barely touching the paper with the tip of this marker. And then we're going to add in some of the dark on the mustache. Mustachio. And we're gonna give him really dark eyebrows. So we'll just go up with the N7 up there. And here we go. Make sure the edges are covered. Let's see, he's got some hair sticking out. So it's mostly, I want it to mostly read as dark, right? So I'm just lightly swooshing. That looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna take the N2, the first color I started with, and I'm just gonna kind of come around the edges because I don't want to leave like weird manila spaces in there, right? So there, and then we'll just swoosh in a little bit more of that. Okay, there we go. Let's see, we could give our nutcracker some colored eyes real quick. I think I used G24 for the green eye. Oh, that lid wasn't on there very good. Eek, that doesn't look very good. So G24 for him. And I gave, maybe I didn't clean that one. Huh, thought I did. And then he gets brown eyes. So we're just going to grab like an E, I don't know. This is what I have my hands on. So E37. That's what he's getting. He's getting E37 brown eyes. And then I'll take a gel pen. Sorry, not a gel pen. Oh, what do I want to say? Micro liner. And put a black dot in the middle for the pupil. I see that I went a little bit over, so I'm just gonna fussing now because I messed up, so now I'm gonna put a little more lining in there. Why not? I'm just messing. Don't do as I do. Sometimes it might drive you crazy. Okay, there we go. Yay, we're done with that. Now, let's see. I'm gonna wake my computer up for a sec to see if there's any comments I missed, and we're gonna roll with coloring the outfits. Oh, wait, we have our E's out, so let's do the... Hi, Ellie. Thanks, Kim. I'm seeing a couple comments here. Why are you frozen, you silly thing? What's going on? Play would be nice. Thank you. Okay, so let's do the bases because I had the 50s out. So I love to use the 50 series, E50 series for the wood. And again, for me, it's just a swishing technique. So I'm just going to put this up here as an example to show us, right? And I am going to start with the dark, and I just bring in some lines. This is E57. This is what's cool about doing a wood texture, is it, you know, wood doesn't have perfect lines to follow, right? So I am going to put a little bit like a solid line here for the base, right? And under the shoe a bit more. And then I'm going to move this one over and do a similar thing. Just put a darker line around the base. And then I'm just adding in, I'm just swooshing in. Oops, I went a little outside the line. I don't know if a color blender, it's got to work on that, right? Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there's that. Let's see. I don't know. This should work, even though it's manila paper. I'm just pushing back my boo-boo. It worked great. You haven't colored these yet? Oh, Kim. Oh, that is sad, actually. That is sad. Okay, so that was 57. 55 is next. And again, I'm just coming in. I'm not paying too much attention. I'm just swishing in the next layer. I am going to go back over at the end with the 57. But for now, swoosh, 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 swoosh. Again. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the 53. Maybe. Where did I put it? I don't know where I put it, so I'm going to use 51, which is way lighter, but that's okay. So, and now I'm just kind of going over everything with the 51. And it's muting everything. That's okay, because I'm going to come back in with my 57. 59 looks really cool too if you want a darker wood texture. It just kind of depends. Like if you want more of a like oaky texture, you stick with the 53, 51, 50. Yeah, well, they're stamped on these Tim Holtz manila tags, Kim. And I wasn't sure how they would work with the Copics, but so what I did is I took, because I had so many of these, I die cut out of the middle of one of them, and I'm going to use the ones I die cut out to make shaker tags. But so that I wanted the paper to match the background, so that's why I did it that way, and they're coloring really great. I'm really pleasantly surprised. Oh, I found a 59. So 59 is called walnut. So again, if you want it to be, you know, darker wood, you, I stick with the darker tones of the E's. If you want it to be a lighter wood, I stick with like the 53, 50, 51. So I'm just coming in with the 59 now and adding a little bit more of the depth. Oops, and I went outside the line again. All right, so let's do this guy. What did Al make you for breakfast, Miss Kimmie? And I'm just swooshing. See how I mean, this is what I love about coloring wood. Seriously, like I love to color wood. I know, it's fun, isn't it? Like, and I was saying when I very first started, I don't know why I have this habit of trying something new when I go live, because the chances of it failing are pretty darn high, right? It's kind of like my sister. She always tries new recipes, brand new recipes, and invites us all to dinner. And then she'll say, "This is a new recipe. I've never made it before. I hope it's good." And we always laugh. We're like, "Oh, we're the guinea pigs." But I have not had one of her new recipes turn out bad yet. She's a fantastic cook. Okay, so just push back where I went out of the lines a little bit because I got a little carried away. And there's our wood. Egg, sausage, and toast. Yum. Raspberry jam. That sounds delish. Okay, so let's see. Now we're going to color. Oh, we do still have a little bit of a wood hilt here, but I'm just going to grab like an E. Actually, I'm going to do that in E25 for the sword handle. And it's little, so I'm not going to worry too much about trying to make it look woody. I'm just going to color it in, let it sit for a sec, and then give it a couple more swooshes, right? Leave that where I can get to it. And then I think the sword I did in C something. C2 and 4 and 0 or something like that. Let's see here. Let's try C2. I don't know where I put my 3. It's around here somewhere. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to start with C1 as I look at every end of everything. Let's see here. Here we go. So I'm going to start with C1. And it may not look as silvery on this paper as I would like, but I think it's going to be okay. And so then I'm going to come up here and just add a little shading, just a little. And then I'm going to take the C4 and go under and just a little bit. There, that looks pretty okay to me. I'm going to let it be. Okay, what is I going to do? 25. Let's give just another bit of, just around the edges a little bit. There we go. And then we're going to color the outfit. So I chose our 37, 39, and 89. I usually take the time to put the markers I'm going to use for class in a cup, but I didn't have that time with chasing little Mr. Henry around for the last couple of days. 37, so I have an 89, a 37, now I need my 39. Ha, found it. Me digging around, I guess, gives you time to pull your markers too, right? Okay, so let's move him out of the way. And I'm going to start with my 37, because that's my lightest color. Wow, that's crazy. I did clean these, and they are just filthy. That's so weird. Huh. Maybe I overfilled them. I must have overfilled them. Okay, so let's see. We're going to start with the lightest. The good news is they're coloring really smooth. The bad news, I think I must have overfilled them and then stuck the lids on them. I would give up on my Copics if I didn't have so many of them. You know, I just can't quite justify an investment in something completely new in terms of like the Olos and whatever, but as some of these markers die and as I can't find replacements, ink refills, I'm just kind of letting it be and trying to work with the colors I have. Okay, so this is an R89. And I'm envisioning that, you know, it's a little bit darker on this side of him. So I am putting that in darker. Then I'm going to grab my R39. Wow. Yeah, I definitely overfilled these. Anyway, sorry for all the ad lib, guys. And then I'm going to come in with the R39 and blend out so it's not super, super dark. Just give it a nice, beautiful blend. Look how pretty that looks. I love how they're blending together. So nice. They're playing nicely today. And then I'm going to come back in finally with the 37. And I may end up still putting a little bit more of the 39 in there. We'll see. Because I want it to be lighter. Yep, I think I'll put a little bit more 39 in there. Especially along the bottom rim. I'm going to color this circle black, so it's okay if it got a little bit of red on it. And then one more time, let's push back that a little bit. There we go. There's his hat. It's looking lovely. Now, same idea for his outfit. So I'm going to put the R37 in. That's black. That's going to be dark, or red, I mean. Okay, and then along the bottom part. I want the pants to be really dark, or, you know, darker, so that they have a variation in the, so you can tell that they're kind of, I don't know, shaded, darker, whatever the word is, it's not coming to my brain. So I'm gonna do those in the 89 and the 39 only, just because I really want them to be darker. Then I'm going to come in with my 89 and I'm going to put some shading in. Working with reds in tiny areas is scary, but we're going to be just fine. So this is the R89 again. And then I'm going to grab the R37 and blend that in a little bit. I want to leave a variation of the color. And I'm just going to do the pants. I'm not going to use any of the R37. This is the 39 here. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the 37. Oh, computer. What the heck? Okay, I will if you'll let me. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to do the 37 again and just fill it in. They're pretty quick to color, wouldn't you say? I think. So I'm going to grab this 89. I have missed a little spot under here. I just want to make sure that I have a good darker break in there. Okay, so that was fun. I'm going to cover up my reds real quick so that we can work on a different color. Gotta make sure I get the right colors now on the right ends here. Wow, I gotta go back and look at what happened to these reds. Okay, so next is the blacks. And I don't remember what I used for that, but I think probably N. We can use N's. Yeah, we'll use N's. So this time I'm gonna grab a 9. And I had the 7 and a 4, but I really want a 5. Where's my 5? Video. There we go. Waiting for video signal. Okay. Oh, because my phone was ringing. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so let's just go with what we got because I can't find my 5. So this is an N4. And we're just gonna fill in first with that. This is so small, I am not going to bother with trying to put a lighter color in there first because there's just no sense in that. There's no shading. And this, I don't want it to be terrible dark, but we're gonna go ahead and put a little of the N4 in. Okay, and then we'll do the boots too. And I'm just filling in kind of the middle because, well, I'm just doing some of it because I want some spots of lighter in there. Okay, so that was the 4. Then I'm gonna grab the 7, which typically I would probably do with like a 6 or a 5 maybe, but so now I'm going to bring in the 7. And kind of going over where I had the 4 a bit. And you can see I'm leaving some space because I'm going to put my darker color in, which is my N. The N, you know, when you get into the N9s and 10s, you're getting into some really dark stuff, and it's best to use it sparingly, and that is a lesson that I often have to reteach myself. So let's see how we do here. Okay, so it's looking pretty rough because I'm gonna need to go back over again. But let's grab the 9. And fill in the edges. So all the parts that I wanted to be the darkest, back in the recesses, the corners of things. Is that my Henny? What you doing, baby? Hi, lovey. What you doing? Nanny's coloring.
Why?
Because I am doing a video. Oh, ouch. You okay? Oh, I'm so doggone it. Yeah. He smacked his teeth on the table. Grandpa should not have let him come out in the first place. Poor Henny. Poor Henry. Okay, let's see. So that was 9. We did 7. Now I'm going to come back over with the 4 again. And push the color back a little bit. Poor Henry. He really smacked his little teeth and his lip. Okay, then we're going to come back into the middle of the boot and kind of lighten it up a little bit. Hopefully I didn't bring in too much of the dark. Okay, there's that. And then we're gonna do the 9 up here at the top. I just want it to be a pretty dark black. And I'm gonna add a gem on the hat. So I'm leaving that uncolored. And then because these darks kind of all blend when you've got lines like this, I'm gonna let it sit for a bit. I may end up using my micro liner to add a little bit of the lines back in, you know, so it's a little more definition, I guess is the word. Are you okay, sweetness? We're gonna get a snack? Okay. So because, you know, they just kind of keep blending, so we're gonna need to put a little color. Sometimes I use a black, just Prismacolor pencil. All right, I'm just gonna make this a little bit darker. What'd you get, Henny? Did you get a snack? Got fruit snacks? Are you tiptoeing? Okay. Okay, so there's that. Like I said, I'm gonna need to add a little definition. And then I generally put, like, this looks pretty good in white, but I'm just gonna add a little tiny bit, if I can find it, of like a C or an N0 to just a little tiny bit so that, you know, you have a little bit of depth there for the white teeth. So I'm just kind of following the lines. Okay, so there he is. He's looking pretty cute. Let's finish this guy, and he is done in deeper blues. So I think I used, well, I wrote down B37 and B18, so let's hope that that's the right color. There's B37, and here's B18. I feel like I also did like a B30, let's try B26 maybe. I need a little bit of lighter color in there. Yeah, so I also grabbed a B26. So I have B26, B37, and B18. So, and oh, this guy's hat does have some of that red that I just threw away, so let's fill that in. There we go. So let's do the blues first, and then I'll fill in the reds. So I'm going to start with my lighter of the blues, which is the 26, and I'm going to fill it in. Okay, this is a small space, so I'm just getting it in there, right? And then I'm going to go over everything in here. Oh, I forgot to color his beard. I got to come back in and color his beard. Unless he has a completely gray beard, like some folks have dark hair still and a completely gray beard. Okay, I'm just putting down some color here. Okay, let's see here. Alrighty, let's see here. We're getting there. I'm going to leave that so I can add a little bit of the darker at the end. And then again, his pants are going to be his darkest. So don't let me forget to go back and do that beard. Hopefully I won't forget. We'll see how we do. So 37 would be my next color. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in some shading from the bottom and a little bit on the side and just a tiny bit around the feather. And this guy gets a gem in his hat too, so there was 37, and then, oh, I'm going to need it on the body, but let's finish the hat here. And then this is 18. 18 is such a rich blue. I love this color, this B18. Okay, there's B18. Whoops, I am going to put a gem on there, so I'm not going to worry too much about the fact that I just blew it. Then I'm going to come back in with my B20, whatever color I'm using, 26. Fill in the colors again, just so I have a nice blend in my dark blue, and that looks pretty good. Now, let's see. All right, so what am I doing? 30, I'm going to jump to my darkest this time, and because I kind of like I did on the other outfit where I want to get some of the, I'm going to come back in again here. I want it to be real definite by his head, and then I want to have it be as dark as possible. And a trick that, oops, I just went into a skin tone, hang on. Where did I put it? Oh. A trick that I have learned, and I forgot to do it today, so I apologize, but is if you really want it, you know, just layering darker shades of color over and over doesn't necessarily give you the, I had to fix my boo-boo, so he's getting a little bit darker skin here. Doesn't necessarily give you the saturation. It just kind of starts blending, right? So one of the things you can do is to add like a gray in there. So I'm going to do that now because these blues are pretty dark. So I have an N4. Typically I use a C. I don't know why I like the C's the best for this, but let's see. N will probably work just fine. So I am going where I want to make sure that I have some definition in the colors. So I'm going along the sleeve line, up under the chin, maybe around this side of the beard, well, that side too, I guess. And then the seams, right? And then I'm going to go under the belt, because I do want that to be darker, and over the belt. So that was with N4, and it looks a little messy, but I'm going to bring it in. Then I want his pants to be a little darker, so I'm going to do the N4 there as well. Okay, so let's see. Now we can do the 18, which I think I still have open. Yep. And just follow over where the gray was. And it's going to give it a nice, deep definition. And then I'm going to bring it in from here along the bottom, and I'm just going to color his little pants, the B18, completely. Okay, now I'm going to grab my B37 and finish it up. I'm just going to give it a good touch up. I will probably go over, maybe, I guess I should say, one more time with the B26, where I just want it to have a little bit of, like, you know, highlighting, a little bit of highlighting in the middle, so it looks like the light's kind of shining on him. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to follow my lines here. Okay. And then I'm going to come back in with the B26 as my last step. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to remember to do his beard. And I have an N7 and an N9, and somewhere I have an N4. So, oh, but did I do that in Ns? Yes, I think I did. I don't remember. That's an N2. Okay, we're going to do this. So here's N4. And this time we're going to do, because his beard isn't curly, right? So we're just going to color it in with some N4. And then we're going to add a little bit of N7. Turn it around. Ugh, got a little dark. Okay, so let me do another N4. And an N2 to lighten it up a little bit because I kind of oversaturated. This is where I was telling you guys with the darks, it's easy to do. So my N2 should lighten it up a little bit, and then I'm going to let it sit for just a sec, and then I'm going to do just the lightest bit of N9 to give it some definition. I am going to grab that C00 and just follow the lines of his teeth just a little bit, very, very carefully. Okay, I do want his belt buckle or his belt to be really dark, so I'm going to do that in N9. All right, I should be back. My phone was ringing. Hopefully it didn't lose it for too long. Okay, I'm just going to add in a couple swooshes of the N9 up here. Just because. There we go. Okay, I think we got him. Other than his boots, and I'm going to do those in... Let's see, I'm going to do his boots. I'm going to start with the N4. And then I'm going to add a little bit of N7. Oops, that's not N7. Where's N7? There's N7. And then I'm going to come back in one more time with N4. There we go. There we go. I think we got it. That looks pretty good. Okay, so for the belt buckle, I usually do this kind of to make like what I would call a gold, but I'm going to go over it with a gold gel pen, but I just want to put some color down so that it shows through a little bit, or, you know, gives the gold gel pen a base. So this is an E97. So I am just dabbing it in there. And then I go with an E97 and Y15. Wrong end. Wrong end. Here we go. Y15. And I fill it in. And it makes it kind of look goldish, right? Sometimes like a 13 works really well with that too, like an E99 and a 13. Because it looks a little oranger right now in this small space. I'm going to put a gold gel pen over that to give it gold accents, but for now, that's the color. And then we need to finish the red on the hat. So let's see, we had our R89, R39, and R37. Excuse me, it's snuffy. I'm going to start with the 89. Okay, then I'm going to grab my R39 and fill in for the most part, right? Here we go. We're concentrating the darker color around the outer edge, or sorry, inner edge. Ooh, I love how these blend. They just blend so pretty together, those three colors. And then I'm going to finish it with a 37. I think that's what I got. Yep, 37. So, and just pull it down a little bit to blend a little more. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it. Okay. One thing I'm going to do really quick because I can see the spot and it's bugging me is I'm just going to fill in around his shoe a little bit. Oh, I lost my light. The sun must have gone behind a cloud. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so I had left his feather white in my previous card. I think I'll still leave it white, but that means that I just need like a C. Oh, this is a C00. Let's see how this looks on the manila. And we can always touch it up and make it look feathery with a white gel pen if we want it to be shocking white. Okay, so I'm going to wait and put the gems on at the very end and put the gold touches on at the very end. And focus for now on finishing these tags, and then we'll do the final touches on the coloring and gems. So I got to get rid of a bunch of markers, get them out of my way. I'm going to grab my tags that I did, and I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to make these tags real quick here. So I am going to put this guy with this paper, and I have a green backer that I've made like that. So we're going to do that. So I had kept a couple of, I had cut up another one of these tags for sentiment, so I have those to color on as well. So anyway, let's, I think it would be fun. Let's do this really quick. Maybe, maybe not. I'm just going to take my pouncer again, and I'm going to add some of this crimson edging around this to match the tag. Okay, I don't want to go too heavy, but I kind of like that. And let's do that on this dude as well. It's just like you have some really good control over the way you can hold these things. But, I mean, if you slip, I imagine I could end up with a great big, and I probably don't want to say it and jinx myself, so I'm going to shut up. Okay. Another thing we could do if we wanted, I just thought of it, but we could put a tiny bit of just like, I don't know, grounding, if you will. And I just grabbed an E00, but I don't like that, so I'm going to add a different color. Let's grab an E41. Here's a W1. Let's just do that. Okay. There. Just add a little bit of grounding so they don't look like they're just kind of sitting there floating, right? So let's do that. I don't think I did that on my other cards. I should probably go back and do that. There. I like that. That's okay. And then if you don't like how, you know, line-ish you've made it, which I tend to do that a lot, you can just come in with your colorless blender and smooth it out, like so you don't have it on the edges, but I'm going to leave it because I'm okay with it. All right, so we said I'm going to do him on green and this. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to okay, so I'm going to take this paper And I think I want my slant to go this way so that my he can sit on here somewhere, and then I'll have a sentiment on there with him down at the bottom. So let's see. So you want to just kind of match up where you can go and how far you want your angle to be. So if I move this down a little bit further, then I have a little more space if I want my sentiment across the top. If I want my sentiment across the bottom, I want to give myself a little bit more paper. So I'm going to just move this up, and I'm going to make sure that it's covering, right? Let's see, I did not bring my temporary tape. Generally, I use temporary tape to put stuff down. I'm going to just go ahead and go for it with my liquid glue, because I'm going to trim it off anyway. So I'm going to make sure I am at a slant and that my bottom piece is covered, my bottom corner is covered. And it is, let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that be for a sec, and then I'm gonna turn it over and trim it off with my scissors. Ooh, that was really close. I think it'd be really fun to put like a gold trim on the bottom too, like a, I don't know, gold ribbon of some sort would be fun, and then a gold ribbon at the top. So same idea for this guy, but I think I'm going to turn him, his paper this way. And so let's see here. Let's just line this up. I'm going to move him down a little bit, I think, because he's taller. Let's see here. Yep. So, yep. All right, that looks okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it since I don't have my temporary tape. Whoosh. Feeling a little brave here. Let's see what happens. Let's see, we're gonna put a little bit there, and then I'm just gonna let it set for a sec. I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these to their bases. I chose a deep crimson color. Look how good that goes. This is I think a cherry cobbler from Stampin' Up, and I don't remember what color that is. Might be like a garden green, which I don't think they have anymore at Stampin' Up, but it was my favorite green, and I hoarded it, but I'm at the end of it. So okay, so I'm just gonna I have a die cut rectangle there that has the stitching on it, and as you know, if you wanted to, you could have taken the tag too, or if you have your tag, put some stitching around that as well. Let's see here. Oh, the Crackin Holiday is not coming up with the sale price. Okay, let's see here. All right, so I have him on the base, and I'm going to put this guy on the base. Swoop. There we go. And let's put that on there. I think these are my Lawn Fawn rectangular dies. I have used these that was my very best investment, I think, in terms of die cuts. All right, so I've got them on the bases. Let's move them out of the way, and let's just go ahead and trim off the paper to mesh with the tag. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. And let's see, one last edge to go. Okay, there's that one. That looks pretty cool. Like I said, it'd be fun to put some gold trim down there. And I think for him, I'm just gonna move him up and put the sentiment on the bottom. So we'll figure that out. Let's get him out of the way, and let's trim this one down. see here. Okay, and let's see here. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. There we go. Oh, I like that. That looks good. Okay. So let's see here. All right, and he will probably, I don't know, I guess I kind of like the sentiment at the bottom on both of them, so I'll probably put it on the bottom for both of them. I want some of the stars to really show, so I'm going to move this down a little bit and in. And same for this, and then I just need to decide what sentiment I want to put on there. So I could use, thanks Kim. So I could use, let's see, Are You Nutty or Nice? I used on, I think I might have put it on the inside, or I meant to, maybe yeah. So on this card that I made, I put the Hope Your Holidays Are Cracking on the front, and then inside I put Merry Christmas from the Nut House. So I had made the full-size stencil panel, colored it in with the crisp crimson, and then just cut a strip of it off and put it on the inside after I did my die cuts. This one, I think, no, I didn't put a sentiment in there yet, but I also added the strip of the leftover strip. So let's see, let's do, what do you think? Oh, computer, you're driving me nuts today. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to grab my Misty. I don't trust myself to do sentiments without my Misty, my platform stamper. Oh, well, that's not nice. Let's get you out of the way here. Okay, let's do, that's kind of long for this tag unless I did it along the side, which would be fun. Sometimes you can do, you know, side sentiments and put like something along the bottom. That'd be kind of fun. Or we could put it on the back side. Let's do Are You Nutty or Nice? And Have a Magical Holiday. Let's do that. Are you nutty or nice? So let's do him. He's the nutty or nice. I'm going to grab a piece of my paper to put the sentiment on. And then we're going to put Have a Magical Holiday on this one. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to grab my Misty. And we're going to stamp the sentiments. Let's see here. Line it up. Are you nutty or nice? I'm going to put it a little bit toward the bottom because I might want to layer it. Even though I didn't cut for the class more of this paper, I think I'll end up layering this sentiment on it, or maybe one of the other pattern papers. But in any event, I'm moving it a little toward the bottom so that I can trim it down if I want to, make it thinner. And then, let's see, where did my other sentiment go? Have a Magical Holiday. So I'm trusting that that's going to stay in there. There we go. That'll help me. Huh, that's actually kind of a handy way to help me line up this sentiment, isn't it? Okay, so let's move you down a little bit more. Okay, there we go. And I am going to use VersaFine, quit that, because my Kimmie ink, my Wicked Black needs to be re-inked really bad, desperately bad. So I'm going to use VersaFine for the sentiment. Where did I put it? Here we go. I feel like I tattle on myself a lot in these lives about how I'm so terrible at upkeep on my crafty supplies. Huh. Okay. Let's see how we did here. Ta-da! That looks so good. All right. Put my magnets back in there. Put my sheet back in there for now. Boom. Okay, let's see here. All right, so I did bring a paper cutter so I can trim this down a little bit, and I'm gonna do that. Let's see here. Hopefully I'm gonna get it in there straight as can be. Let's see, can I go up to that line? I think I can. All right, let's try it and see what happens. Oops. Hello, there we go. Slipped on me. Sometimes I use like washi tape to help me keep things in straight, but there we go. Oh, I got lucky. Woofda. That could have been way worse. Okay. And then let's try this. I don't know. I'm probably pushing my luck, but we're going to try it. Oh, okay. Sweet. And now I have another piece for a thin sentiment. Okay, now let's cut this one down into two. There we go. We got it. Alrighty. And then, let's see here. Somehow there's got to be a timer that I can change on this. It goes to sleep so fast. It's crazy. Okay, so there's my two sentiments. I don't remember which I said I wanted to do where, but let's see. I'm going to trim this down just a hair. I could make this a flag, which would be kind of fun to put on there. We do have a couple strips of the alternating paper, but the patterns don't work very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my paper pouncer again, and I'm going to edge the sentiment. And I won't for this tag, but I have a feeling I'm going to make a couple more because I really like how these turned out, and I want to mess around with the gold paste where I just through the stencil put a few gold stars here or there. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and just stick it down. But on the other ones that I make, I like to matte. I like to make lots of layers on things. So for the other one I'm probably going to do a matte that's a similar color to the paper. Oh, I didn't know Canada Post was on. I'm a little behind on everything right now. They're on strike. That's terrible. Doggone it. Okay. So, good thing I didn't send you a package that you're waiting on right now, Kimmie, huh? And then, so for this, like I said, and if I wanted this to be a little more defined, the other trick I do, so I've got this on there, right, is I drag it across the ink pad to make it almost look like it's on paper, which I can do. Let's try that. Why not? We're playing. And so this is my little trick that I like to do. Hopefully I won't get my fingers in it and mess it up. I probably shouldn't be doing it over my, let's move that. Really tempting fate. So this just gives it an extra depth, which I really like. And that looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see that. I just drug my fingernail through there. Yeah, see, that looks good. Look at that. Let's give this one just a little bit more. I think I got a little, there we go. Turn it, spin it, spin it. That's what I say, Henry. Spin it, spin it. Okay, there's that. And I can see that I have fingerprint marks and little fuzzes on my sentiment, but I have this really cool sand eraser that once you let it dry, I'm just going to dab it off. Once you let it dry, that sand eraser, you just move it across there real gently and it takes that off the paper. So I'm gonna do that later. UPS is fine. Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, ugh, for small businesses. Darn it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just put everything down. And I can see I'm going to have to run my sand eraser across a lot of this. Then I might run really quick and I'm going to put the gems on. I might run really quick and get the gold gel pen. I know that if you're not watching live, you'll watch it when you you catch up later, so that works anyway. So let's see, we could do Are You Nutty or Nice? We could do it across the top, make it a flag. If I had another layer, I would do that, but let's do this. And I'm just gonna kind of get it on there as close to, I don't know, when you're standing up or when you're sitting down, things don't look crooked, and then you stand up and they are. So I'm hoping that that's pretty good. And then let's put, and you could use foam tape, you could pop your sentiment up with foam, you could add lots of different levels of embellishments, etc. Some really cute enamel dots. Gold sparkles would be fun to add since we didn't color the stars in gold. To pick up gold like enamel pieces would be fun. To pick up the gold in here, of course I'll use a gold ribbon. I have some very old Stampin' Up! Gems that I'm going to color with my Copic marker. Oh my heavens. Oh my heavens. Let's see here. So that's the hymn for now. And then let's have a magical holiday on here. And we'll move him. I want to show a lot of the stars. So I'm just going to eyeball where I want that. And put, whoopsie, glue dropping everywhere. Okay, we're going to put that about there. And hope that I got it kind of straight. I think I did. Looks pretty good. Excuse me. And I've actually left room that if I wanted to put like some rickrack or pom-pom type edging on the bottom, it would look really cute. Could put a little bit around the top with your ribbon as well. Just ideas. I'm always, as I do these, I always have like a million ideas of things I didn't think of the first time, which is why I'm not good at multiples for like making multiple Christmas cards and things like that, because as I'm doing them, I start thinking about what I want to try instead, and I just can't seem to just pop out like 20 of the same card design. Even though it saves a ton of time, I just start thinking of, oh, I want to do that different next time, and oh, I should do that different next time, and before you know it, I've made 12 different versions of things. So, okay, I'm going to run real quick. Wait, before I do that, let's add a gem to the hat. Let's see, I'm going to just use these rather than spend time coloring that. So these are, what are these? I don't even know. Pink and Main glossy dots I've had in my stash forever. So I think I found that this smallest one here works just perfect. Yep, we're going to do a goldish one for that. That's fun. And let's see, we could do a blue. Or we could do, let's just stick with the gold because that works pretty well. That's too big. Same color. Okay, we're just going to go this route. Huh, where'd it go? Where did it go? Here it is. Am I the only person that uses my fingernails as tools? Please tell me I'm not. Okay, there's the gems. It's kind of bugging me that that feather doesn't really look like it's got any color, so I'm grabbing a C2. There we go. And I'm just filling in so that it has a little bit more definition, okay? I'm gonna run really quick and grab the gold gel pen and Okay, I grabbed also the micro liner so that I could add the pupils in their eyes. There we go. That adds quite a bit of color, right? Or at least makes them look a little less weird. So I'll give them the pupils in the eyes. And since I didn't add the gray on this one, I'm just gonna come in a little bit and sketch the lines back in, because my ends blended too perfectly together and took out my line. So I'm just gonna add it back in with my micro liner. Oops, gotta have kind of a steady hand. And the top of the boots. There we go. Yeah, sometimes, you know, the perfect blend is actually not handy when it all comes in together like that. So I'm going to put this back in up here. And I am going to, I forgot that I wanted to finish. I wanted to put his hair in there over his hat. So let's do that real quick, because he had some pieces of hair there. Okay, and let's see, I think I am still forgetting something. What was it? Oh, the gold. So the gold pen, I'm going to just put in the buttons and the belt buckle and let that dry, but then I could add just some dots of gold too around this, just to bring in the gold, maybe a little bit from the papers, right? Let's just add some gold. Hopefully it doesn't look like little weird. Another thing is like a Nuvo gold drops. That would be pretty to add. And maybe I'll just put a couple here or there also, just so that it looks like I meant it to be that way, right? As if I had dots, maybe, I don't know. There we go. This is one of those things where you could just get crazy carried away. I'm not great at random patterns, because I start thinking it looks too weird, so I add too much. So I'm going to stop before I do that, and I lied. I'm going to add one more right here and one up here. Okay, there we go. Oh, I kind of like that. I think that's really cute. And this guy doesn't have any gold. I'm going to leave him alone, but I'm going to add the ribbon, and I will post the final tags later today. So I think that's it. I hope you liked my tags. I hope that you will try to make some tags of your own. I had a lot of fun coloring today and sharing this with you. So thank you for being with me. And I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will be online tomorrow afternoon again for the virtual classes, making a couple more tags with different products. So thank you. Hey, thanks, Mary Pat. Oh, I'm glad you like them. Yep. Thank you, Lorraine. Yeah, I just have to add the ribbons and stuff. I'll let the gold gel pen dry and we'll be good to go. So thanks so much, you all. I'll talk to you later.